The whistle blew like a gunshot in the humid August air of suburban Ohio, and Ethan Harper collapsed onto the turf, his chest heaving, sweat stinging his eyes. He'd just run the fastest 40-yard dash of the tryouts, outpacing every senior on the field, but as Coach Harlan's gaze swept over him, it lingered not on his speed, but on the rainbow pin glinting defiantly on his backpack across the sideline. In that frozen second, Ethan knew the spot was his by right, but the shadows of small-town bigotry had already stolen it. Ethan wiped the grass from his palms, forcing a smile as his best friend Mia jogged over, her ponytail swinging like a pendulum of unspoken worry. "You killed it out there," she said, voice low, punching his arm lightly to mask the edge in her tone. Mia was the only one who'd seen him practice until his sneakers wore through, mapping routes in the empty lot behind his mom's duplex, dreaming of the scholarship that could yank him out of Willow Creek's suffocating grip. But even she couldn't hide the flicker of doubt. Last year's whispers about that queer kid trying out had turned the locker room into a minefield. Coach Harlan cleared his throat, clipboard clutched like a shield, his broad frame casting a long shadow over the huddle. "Solid effort, everyone. We'll post the roster tomorrow." His eyes skipped Ethan entirely, landing on Brody Klein, the quarterback's golden boy whose dash had clocked a sluggish 4.8, but whose daddy sat on the school board. Ethan felt the burn in his quads fade into something colder, a familiar ache that no amount of sprints could outrun. As the team dispersed, Brody slapped a teammate's back, his laugh booming, but when his gaze flicked to Ethan, it sharpened into something predatory, like he'd scented weakness. That night, Ethan lay on his twin bed, the glow of his phone casting blue ghosts across the posters of NFL legends, men who'd never had to hide who they were to chase a dream. He'd come out junior year, after Mia dragged him to the GSA meeting where he'd met Alex, the quiet artist with ink-stained fingers and a smile that made Ethan's stomach flip like a bad snap count. But Alex was miles away now, at art camp in Cleveland, their texts a lifeline of emojis and inside jokes that kept the loneliness at bay. "You got this," Alex had messaged that morning, a heart emoji trailing like a promise. Ethan stared at the ceiling, replaying the tryout in his mind, searching for the flaw that wasn't there. Morning came too soon, the roster pinned to the bulletin board like a death sentence in newsprint. Ethan's name wasn't on it. Brody's was, scrawled in sharp glory right below the starters. A knot twisted in Ethan's gut as he scanned the list, the hallway blurring with the chatter of early arrivals. Mia appeared at his elbow, her dark eyes narrowing. "This is bullshit. Harlan can't just." "He can." Ethan cut in, voice steady despite the crack threatening to spiderweb through it. And he did. He ripped his gaze away, shoulders squaring as if armor could deflect the stares already prickling his back. Willow Creek High wasn't Seattle. It was cornfields and church suppers, where family values meant towing the line or getting trampled. Ethan's mom, a nurse with calloused hands and a heart too big for their rent-controlled life, had warned him, "Talent shines, but prejudice blinds." By lunch, the whispers had metastasized. Ethan slid into the cafeteria booth across from Mia, her tray clattering down like a gauntlet thrown. "I overheard Brody in the hall," she hissed, leaning in. "He said you tripped on that last drill, claimed you fumbled the cone drill on purpose to show off." Ethan's fork froze midway to his mouth, the mystery meat congealing under the fluorescent lights. Tripped? He'd cleared those cones like they were standing still, his cleats kissing turf with precision born of endless reps. "That's a lie," he said flatly, but the words tasted like ash. Mia's brow furrowed, her activist fire kindling. She was out since freshman year, and the scars of her own battles, taunts in the girls' locker room, a slashed tire on her bike, made her Ethan's fiercest ally. "We fight this," she declared, pulling out her phone. "Record everything from now on. Harlan's got no proof if we do." Ethan nodded, but doubt gnawed at him. Fighting meant exposure, and exposure in Willow Creek meant more than sidelong glances. It meant doors slammed, invitations revoked, the slow poison of isolation. He thought of his dad, who'd bailed when Ethan was 8, muttering about disappointments that had nothing to do with football. No, Ethan couldn't afford to lose more ground. But as the bell rang, drowning out the din, a spark ignited. If they thought he was done, They'd learn just how far he'd run to claim his place. Practice that afternoon was a gauntlet Ethan watched from the bleachers, his absence a hole in the formation no one acknowledged. Coach Harlan barked orders, his whistle a tyrant's decree, while Brody preened under the praise, his arms slung around Jake, the tight end who'd once been Ethan's pickup game buddy. Before the coming out, before the chill set in. Ethan filmed it all on his phone, the app's red light a tiny rebellion. Mia sat beside him, sketching protest flyers in her notebook, her pencil scratching like claws on wood. "You ever think about transferring?" she asked suddenly, not looking up. Ethan shook his head, the wind whipping through the chain-link fence. "Mom can't afford it. And besides, this is home. Home, with its cracked sidewalks and Friday night lights that promised escape but delivered chains." He'd met Alex at that homecoming dance 2 years back, both of them awkward wallflowers until Alex's laugh cut through the bass, pulling Ethan into a conversation about Van Gogh's swirling skies and how they mirrored a bad pass. That night, under the bleachers, their first kiss had been tentative, electric, a secret shared in the dark. But secrets had a way of unraveling. As the sun dipped, painting the field in bruised purples, Ethan spotted Harlan glancing his way, a flicker of something unreadable in the coach's eyes. Pity? Guilt? Ethan couldn't tell, but it fueled him. He pocketed his phone and stood. "Let's go talk to the principal." Mia's grin was feral. "Now you're talking." Principal Vargas's office smelled of stale coffee and regret, the walls lined with plaques from better days. She was a no-nonsense Latina woman who'd immigrated from Mexico in the 80s, her empathy tempered by bureaucracy's blade. "Ethan, I understand your frustration," she said, adjusting her glasses, the roster printout between them like evidence in a trial. "But Coach Harlan's decisions are final. Tryouts are subjective." "Subjective?" Mia exploded, leaning forward. "Ethan was the fastest guy out there. I timed him myself, 4.32 seconds. Brody Klein hit 4.8 and got the spot." Vargas sighed, pinching the bridge of her nose. "Brody's got experience. Team chemistry matters." Her eyes softened on Ethan. "And let's be real, there's talk. Not saying it's right, but it factors in." The room tilted. Ethan gripped the chair arms, knuckles whitening. "Talk? You mean because I'm gay?" The words hung heavy, a confession and accusation entwined. Vargas didn't flinch, but her silence screamed complicity. Mia's hand found his under the desk, a squeeze of solidarity that anchored him. "Discrimination's illegal," Mia pressed, voice steel. "We have video." Vargas waved it off. "Show me something that proves bias, not just skill. Otherwise, my hands are tied." She stood, signaling dismissal. "Focus on academics, Ethan. Football's not everything." Outside, the autumn chill bit deeper. Ethan kicked a pebble across the lot, watching it skitter into the gutter. "She's right," he muttered. "No proof, no win." Mia stopped, grabbing his sleeve. "Bull, we dig. Remember that security cam by the field? If it caught the tryout." Hope flickered, fragile as a match in wind. They headed to the AV room, where Mr. Patel, the tech whiz with a mustache like a broom bristle, owed Mia a favor from her coding club days. "Tryout footage?" he echoed, tapping keys. "School policy, erased after 48 hours unless flagged." Ethan's heart sank, but Mia leaned in, batting lashes. "Come on, Patel. You're a wizard. Salvage it." Patel grumbled, but dove in, his screen blooming with code. Minutes stretched like taffy, Ethan's mind replaying the dash, the blur of green, the roar in his ears, the pin on his bag catching light like a beacon. When Patel finally exhaled, "Got something," Ethan's pulse thundered. The grainy clip played, Ethan's run, flawless, cones toppled only by wind. But then, a shadow. Brody, lingering post-drill, his foot nudging something toward the path. A cleat? No, a slick of oil, gleaming wet on the turf. Ethan hadn't tripped, he'd been sabotaged. "Holy shit," Mia breathed. "That's assault." Ethan stared, the footage looping like a noose tightening. Proof, yes, but at what cost? Exposing Brody meant war, and in Willow Creek, wars left casualties. As they slipped out, phone clutched like contraband, Ethan texted Alex. "Chaos here. Miss you. Need your voice." Alex's reply pinged instant. "Call me. Whatever it is, we face it together." That night, under the covers with earbuds in, Alex's voice washed over him like rain on parched earth. Tell me everything, he urged, his tone a mix of worry and that quiet strength that had hooked Ethan from day one. As Ethan spilled the story, the footage's damning frame frozen in his mind. He felt the first crack in the armor, not breaking, but bending toward light. But light has shadows. The next day, as Ethan walked the halls, Brody cornered him by the lockers, his crew flanking like hyenas. Heard you're stirring shit, Harper, Brody sneered, voice low thunder. Stay in your lane, or off the field for good. Ethan met his eyes, chin lifting. Lane? I earned my spot. You stole it. The words tasted like victory, bitter and sweet. Brody's laugh was ugly, but as he shoved past, Ethan's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Saw the vid. We talk. Jake, the tight end. The betrayal stung, but curiosity burned brighter. Maybe the team wasn't monolithic. Maybe fractures ran deeper than prejudice. By week's end, the roster hung unchallenged, but Ethan's resolve hardened like frost on windows. He and Mia pored over the footage at her house, her mom's arroz con pollo steaming on the table as a peace offering. We go public, Mia said, eyes gleaming. School paper, maybe even the local news. Ethan hesitated, the weight of eyes, his mom's weary pride, Alex's distant support, pressing down. What if it backfires? What if they spin it as me being dramatic, the angry gay kid? Mia cupped his face, fierce. Then we own it. You're not just a player, Ethan. You're a fighter. And fighters win. Across town, in a cramped dorm sketching under lamplight, Alex hung up the phone, his latest piece, a turbulent swirl of blues and golds, mirroring the storm in Ethan's voice. He'd fallen for that fire, the way Ethan's laugh chased doubts away. But distance bred fears. What if this broke him? Alex grabbed his sketch pad, channeling worry into lines, vowing silently to bridge the miles when he returned. Little did they know, the footage was just the spark. The inferno waited in the wings, fueled by secrets buried deeper than turf. The school paper's advisor, Ms. Riley, was a chain-smoking liberal in a sea of conservatives, her office a bunker of dog-eared copies of the New York Times. Ethan and Mia burst in after classes, the USB drive like Excalibur in Mia's fist. We need this printed, Mia demanded, no preamble. Front page, sabotage at tryouts, gay athlete targeted. Ms. Riley's cigarette paused mid-drag, smoke curling like question marks. Whoa, slow down. Evidence. Ethan slid the drive over, the clip playing on her ancient laptop. Brody's foot, the oil slick, Ethan's near-fall masked as clumsiness. Her brows climbed. This is dynamite. But Harlan will deny it. School board too. Then let them, Ethan said, voice gaining steel. Facts don't lie. He'd barely slept, replaying Jake's text in his head. Meet at park after school. Come alone. Trust was a gamble, but Jake's rep as the quiet one, the guy who'd shared protein bars during summer drills, made it worth the roll. Ms. Riley tapped Ash into a tray shaped like Ohio. I'll run it, but brace for backlash. Willow Creek doesn't do woke well. She eyed Ethan, a ghost of a smile. You're brave, kid. Remind me of myself at your age, fighting for a girl who didn't fit the mold. As they left, Ethan's phone vibrated. Alex. Article dropping soon. Proud of you. Can't wait to hug this out. The words warmed him, a reminder that love wasn't just grand gestures, but these digital threads weaving them tight. The park was a scruffy patch of green wedged between the highway and the rail yards, swings creaking in the breeze like weary confessions. Jake waited on a bench, hood up, his broad shoulders hunched against the chill. No crew, just him, vulnerable in a way that twisted Ethan's gut. You came, Jake said, standing, hands shoved deep in pockets. Look, I saw Brody pull that shit. Laughed it off at first, stupid prank, right? But then I saw your face after. Man, you earned that spot. Ethan crossed his arms, the wind rustling leaves like whispers. Why tell me now? You're his best receiver. Jake scuffed the dirt, eyes down. And it's more. Brody's been on one since you came out. Talking crap in the huddle, saying stuff like, we don't need that vibe in the locker room. He met Ethan's gaze, raw. I shut him down once. Got called a fag lover for it. But this? Oil on the field. That's crossing lines. The admission hung, a bridge, or a trap? Ethan searched Jake's face, finding no deceit, just regret etched deep. Why me? You could have gone to Harlan. Jake's laugh was hollow. Coach turns a blind eye to Brody. Board money talks. But you're real. No bullshit. Reminds me why I love the game. He paused, voice dropping. And hey, my sister's gay. Came out last year. I know what hiding does. Ethan exhaled, the knot loosening a fraction. Appreciate it. But if this blows up, it will. Jake cut in. And I'll back you. On record. He pulled out his phone, hitting record. Jake Rivera here. Saw Brody Klein sabotage Ethan Harper's tryout. Oil on the turf, clear as day. Won't stand for it. The clip ended, Jake sending it over with a nod. Your move. Ethan pocketed it, a weight lifted and another added. Allies were rare in Willow Creek. Betrayals, currency. As he walked home, the article's draft buzzing in his email, he felt the tide shifting, not gentle waves, but a riptide pulling him under and up. Dinner was quiet. Mom's meatloaf a staple of silent support. She worked doubles at the hospital, her scrubs still carrying the faint scent of antiseptic when she got home. Heard about the paper, she said, passing the peas. Proud, but scared for you. Ethan forked a bite, the warmth spreading. Me too. But sitting quiet? That's losing twice. She reached across, squeezing his hand. Your father's ghost haunts enough. Don't let theirs bury you. Her eyes, the same green as his, held stories unspoken, her own youth in a conservative family, loving a man who couldn't stay. Ethan nodded, the food sticking in his throat. That night, Alex called, his voice crackling over the line from camp. Read the draft. It's fire, Ethan. But be careful. I hate not being there. Alex's sketches had evolved lately, bolder lines capturing Ethan's intensity, their relationship a canvas of trust tested by time. I wish you were, Ethan admitted, curling into the pillow. Jake's on our side. Footage from him, too. Think so. Ethan traced patterns on the sheet, heart aching with miles. Love you. This ends soon. Love you more. Kick ass. Sleep came fitful, dreams of fields slick with oil, Brody's shadow looming, Alex's hand just out of reach. Monday dawned crisp, the article hitting stands like a thunderclap. Sabotage or slippery slope. Gay athletes tryout tampered, screamed the headline. The footage stills splashed across page 1. By first period, the halls buzzed, stares evolving from sly to stunned. Mia high-fived him at his locker, her grin triumphant. Viral already. Twitter's lighting up. Ethan's stomach churned. Good viral or bad? Both. Hashtags. Justice for Ethan, Willow Creek bias. She looped her arm through his. Harlan's in a meeting. Board 2. Class dragged. Algebra equations blurring into turf lines. At lunch, Jake slid into their booth, tray balanced precariously. Hey, statement's out. Brody's pissed. Texted me at dawn, calling me traitor. Ethan tensed, but Jake's eyes held steady. Worth it. Team's fracturing. Couple guys want to sign your petition. Petty, Mia yelped, pulling up a Google form already at 50 signatures. When did this happen? Over weekend, Jake shrugged. Whispers turn to roars when truth drops. But truth has teeth. As they ate, Brody stormed the cafeteria, his face thundercloud red, crew in tow. Harper! He bellowed, slamming a fist on the table, silverware jumping. You leaked that crap? Ruining everything. Ethan stood slow, heart hammering, but voice even. Truth ruins nothing. Lies do. The room hushed, phone sneaking out. Brody leaned in, breath hot. You think you're special? Freak. No one's got your back. Jake rose, shoulder to shoulder with Ethan. I do. We all do. Murmurs rippled, support, shock. Brody's eyes widened, betrayal fresh, before he spun, stalking out with a curse. The bell rang, applause sporadic but real. Ethan sank back, adrenaline crashing. Mia hooped, hugging him. That was epic. Jake clapped his back. Game on. But games have penalties. After school, Harlan pulled Ethan into his office, door clicking shut like a trap. Son, this mess, it's distracting the team. Ethan bristled. Distracting? You denied me a spot I earned. Harlan rubbed his jaw, lines deepening. Politics, Ethan. Board leans hard. But the footage, it's compelling. A pause, heavy. Suspend Brody pending review. You, back on the roster. Provisional. Ethan blinked, the wind tasting tentative. Provisional? Prove yourself. No drama. Harlan's eyes held a glimmer. Respect? Reluctance? Welcome back. Outside, Mia waited, bouncing. Well, I'm in. Ethan grinned, but shadows lingered. Provisional meant probation, a tightrope over prejudice. That evening, the team chat exploded, welcomes mixed with shade. Ethan laced his cleats, the leather familiar, grounding. Alex's video call lit his screen. Roster? Holy crap, you're a legend. Ethan laughed, the sound rusty. Temporary legend. But yeah. Alex's face filled the frame, earnest. Doesn't matter. You're mine, permanent. They talked until stars pricked the sky, plans for Alex's return weaving dreams. Yet unease simmered. Jake texted, watch your back. Brody's unhinged. Ethan replied, always do. But as he drifted off, the oil slick haunted, a warning that victories were fragile, and the field, far from level. The first practice back was electric, the air thick with unspoken alliances. Ethan sprinted drills, his legs remembering rhythm, teammates nodding instead of sneering. Jake tossed him passes, crisp and true, a silent pact. Even Harlan's whistle softened, guidance laced with gruff approval. But in the huddle, Brody's absence yawned like a wound. Rumors swirled. Suspension, maybe expulsion. Mia filmed from the sidelines, her petition now at 200, drawing eyes from Columbus reporters. Bigger than us, she said later, over pizza at Dino's. Could change policy. Ethan chewed thoughtfully. Hope so. For the next kid. Jake joined them. Unusual but welcome, his stories of locker room shifts. Guys questioning Brody's leadership, easing the night. You're good people, Harper, he said, clinking sodas. Glad you're here. The warmth stuck, a crack in isolation's wall. But as Ethan biked home, headlights sweeping dark streets, a truck slowed beside him. Brody's beat-up Ford, silhouette unmistakable. No words, just revved engine and peeled tires, dust choking the air. Fear spiked, sharp. Ethan pedaled harder, heart echoing the roar. Home safe. He barred the door, texting Mia and Jake. Tail. Brody. Replies flooded. Stay inside. Calling cops. Mom was at work. Ethan paced, shadows lengthening. The knock came soft, too soft. Peering through blinds, his breath caught. Not Brody, but Alex, duffel slung over shoulder, grinned sheepish. Surprise early return, Alex said when Ethan yanked the door open, pulling him into a hug that smelled of bus seats and home. Couldn't wait. Tears pricked. How? Sold a sketch. Bus fare. Alex's arms tightened. Heard your voice crack last night. Needed to be here. They collapsed on the couch, Alex's head on Ethan's shoulder, stories tumbling out. The sabotage, the article, Jake's turn. Alex listened, fingers tracing Ethan's palm. You're unbreakable, he murmured. But you don't have to be alone. In that quiet, with Alex's steady breath, Ethan believed it. But dawn brought reality. School assembly on team unity. Harlan's speech a tightrope of platitudes. Brody attended, reinstated on technicality. No proof tying him directly, board's call. The gasp collective. Ethan's fists clenched, Mia's hand finding his in the crowd. Jake shot him a look, regret. Assembly ended, Brody brushed past, whisper venom. Round 2 ferry. Alex, new to the halls, tense beside Ethan. Ignore him. He's scared. Scared loses, Ethan said, but doubt crept. With Alex here, stakes rose, love under fire. Weeks blurred into rhythm. Practices fierce. Alex sketching sidelines. Mia rallying support. Dates stolen. Picnics by the creek, hands linked under quilts. But tension coiled. Anonymous notes in Ethan's locker. Quit while ahead. Jake distanced, guilt shadowing his passes. Then, the twist. Mia uncovered emails. Harlan to board, downplaying the footage, citing youthful error. But buried deeper, Brody's dad, pressuring for his son's spot, hints of donation cuts if not. Blackmail, Mia hissed in the library, screens glowing. We leak this. Wait. Ethan stared, pieces slotting. Harlan wasn't villain, pawn. The real power? Money and malice. Alex leaned in, eyes sharp. Strategic. Get Harlan on record first. The plan hatched. Confront, Record, expose. Risky but right. Harlan's office again, door ajar. Boys, he greeted wary. Ethan laid it out, phone hidden. We know about the emails. Brody's dad. Harlan deflated, chair creaking. Not proud. Job online. But the oil, that's on Brody. I reinstated to calm waters. Calm. Alex pressed, voice artist soft but incisive. It's a storm. Harlan sighed. You're right. Full roster spot. Ethan, no provisional. And Brody benched. Tell your friends. Victory, hard won. But as they left, Ethan glimpsed Harlan's face. Relief, but fear. The board wouldn't forget. News spread wildfire. Team rallied. Jake apologizing over burgers. Folded under pressure. Won't again. Forgiven, Ethan said, clapping his shoulder. Alex smiled, the group knit tighter. But climax's crest. Game night loomed. Rivalry with Easton High. Lights blazing. Brody, benched, seethed sidelines, his glares daggers. Halftime, score tied. Ethan in zone, passes laser true. Locker room pep. Harlan's voice broke. This team's about heart. Ethan's got it. We all do. Roar. Second half. Ethan broke free, touchdown ceiling win. Crowd erupted. Alex rushing field. Kiss public, defiant. But under lights, shadows stir. Post-game, as confetti fell, Brody cornered Alex alone by the fence. Stay away from him. Or else. Alex's heart raced, but he held ground. Threats? Pathetic. Brody lunged, fist glancing off Alex's jaw before security hauled him. Chaos, sirens, statements. Ethan arrived, cradling Alex's swelling cheek. I'm okay, Alex insisted, but eyes betrayed hurt. Police came, Brody's arrest swift, assault charges. His dad spun damage control, but footage from a fan's phone sealed it. In the aftermath, Willow Creek shifted, assembly on inclusion, board apologies. Ethan, scholarship whispers growing, stood taller. Yet depth lingers. One night, by the creek, Ethan confessed to Alex, scared it'll happen again, that they'll take it all. Alex cupped his face. They won't, because we build it back, together. Their foreheads touched, love a quiet anchor. Mia and Jake? Budding sparks, her fire meeting his steadiness. Group unbreakable. But twists echo. Months later, a letter. Harlan, quitting for a progressive school. Thanks for the push, it read. Ethan smiled, field calling. The game continued. Not just football, but life's plays, run with heart unyielding. Winter gripped Willow Creek like a grudge, snow blanketing the field in hush, but Ethan's world thrummed with fragile peace. The win against Easton had etched his name in school lore, scouts emailing his coach, now a reluctant ally, with interest from colleges that prized speed over scandals. Alex's bruise faded to yellow, a badge he wore with wry sketches in his journal, turning pain into art that sold at local fairs. Mornings, they'd walk to school hand in hand, the chill nipping but their warmth defiant, drawing nods from former skeptics and glares from holdouts. Mia thrived as the GSA president. Her petition morphed into a district-wide policy review, her speeches in assembly halls drawing cheers that echoed her unfiltered passion. Jake tagged along to meetings, his presence a quiet evolution, from bystander to advocate, his sister's pride fueling late-night texts with Mia that blushed her cheeks during lunch. He's solid, she'd confide to Ethan, stealing fries. Like, really solid. Ethan grinned, but under the banter, currents swirled. Brody's arrest had splintered his family, whispers of his dad's influence crumbling under investigation, donations scrutinized, board seats wobbling. Ethan pitted the fallout, the boy beneath the bully, but forgiveness? That was a bridge too far, charred by oil and fists. One frosty afternoon, practice cut short by flurries, Ethan lingered in the weight room, pumping iron to the rhythm of hip-hop beats in his earbuds. Alex sketched nearby, capturing the flex of muscle and resolve in quick strokes. You're glowing, Alex said, closing his pad. Scout from OSU tomorrow. This real. Ethan racked the bar, sweat beading. Feels like it. But what if it's pity? The gay kid who sued his way in. Alex stood, paint-flecked hands framing Ethan's face. Pity doesn't clock 4.340s. This is you earned. Their kiss was salt and shirty, a promise against the what-ifs. The scout arrived in a sleek SUV, clipboard in hand, eyes appraising as Ethan ran routes in the dome gym. Harlan watched from the sidelines, his resignation letter a ghost between them. Impressive, the scout barked post-drill, slapping Ethan's back. Film me your highlights. Could be a walk-on spot. Ethan's pulse soared, but as the man drove off, doubt whispered, walk-on meant proving triple, no safety net. He texted Mom, OSU interest. Her reply, stars aligned, baby. Dinner out. Celebration at the diner was a tableau of triumphs. Mom's rare night off, Alex's goofy impressions of Harlan, Mia and Jake arguing playfully over pie slices. Laughter flowed, easy, but Ethan's phone buzzed mid-bite, an unknown caller. He stepped out, snow crunching under boots. Harper, a voice rasped, distorted. Think you're safe? Watch the ones you love. Click. Heart slamming, Ethan scanned the lot, empty save for sodium lamps buzzing. Prank? Or Brody's echo? He pocketed the phone, rejoining the table with forced cheer, but Alex's brow furrowed. You okay? Yeah. Cold air. Lie tasted sour, but protection instinct stronger. Nights deepened the unease. Ethan dreamed of fields frozen, Alex slipping on ice, hands unreachable. Waking sweat damp, he'd pull Alex closer, their shared bed a sanctuary since his return. Talk to me. Alex murmured one dawn, fingers in Ethan's hair. The call. Ethan confessed, voice muffled. Threat. Probably nothing. Alex stiffened. Police. And scare everyone? No. He propped up, meeting green eyes, his own mirrored back. We've won enough. Don't want to drag you down. Drag. Alex sat, hurt flashing. I'm in this. All of it. Hiding hurts more. The argument simmered low, words like embers. Ethan's fear of loss clashing with Alex's need for transparency. I can't lose you to this town's poison, Ethan pleaded. You won't. But secrets? They poison us. Alex softened, hand extended. Report it. Together. Reluctance yielded to resolve. Station visit was clinical, officer typing notes, promise of patrols. Likely crank, she said, but smart to log. Relief mixed with vigilance. School buzzed with spring tryouts approaching, freshmen eyeing Ethan like a legend. He mentored quietly, tips on form, ignoring the awe. Jake pulled him aside post-practice. Brody's out, expelled. Dad, too, resigned. Clean slate. Ethan nodded, clapping his shoulder. Slate's clean. Thanks for having my back. Jake's grin crinkled eyes. Learned from the best. Mia, ever the catalyst, organized a pride event. Rainbow flags on the field, speakers from Columbus on allyship. Rehearsals filled evenings. Ethan emceeing, Alex designing posters with bold strokes. The night arrived balmy. Despite the date, crowds swelling under string lights, students, parents, even Harlan in the back row, nodding. Ethan's speech hit notes raw. I ran for a spot, but found a fight. For me, for us. Love isn't a weakness, it's the play that wins. Applause thundered, Alex's proud gaze anchoring him on stage. But midway through a panel, chaos erupted. Shouts from the parking lot, tires screeching, glass shattering. Panic rippled as a brick sailed through the refreshment tent. Fags burn, scrawled in marker. Crowd scattered, Mia herding kids to safety, Jake tackling a fleeing shadow. Ethan lunged after, adrenaline surging, tackling the figure into gravel. A kid, sophomore face twisted in rage, mask slipping. Brody sent me. He spat, struggling. Said pay you back. Police swarmed, the boy cuffed, confession spilling. Brody's jail calls, radicalizing remnants. Ethan slumped against a car, breath ragged. Alex arriving to wrap him in a coat. You okay? Alex's voice trembled. Yeah. But the brick's weight lingered, prejudice's persistence a gut punch. News cycled. Hate crime, community outrage. Board meetings turned teary, policies hardening. Mandatory training, zero tolerance etched in stone. Mom hugged him fierce, my warrior. Yet fractures showed. Alex withdrew, sketches darkening, swirls of black encroaching color. It's too much, he admitted one night, packing his bag for a weekend art show. Needs space to breathe. Ethan's chest caved. Space? Or out? Alex paused, bag zipping slow. Space. I love you, fiercely. But this fear, it's choking. He kissed Ethan's forehead. Back Sunday. Promise. Door clicked shut, silence deafening. Ethan wandered the empty house, ghosts of laughter echoing. Mia found him at the park, swing creaking. He's scared too, she said, sitting beside. Love in a war zone? Brutal. War zone, Ethan echoed, bitter. Deserve better? She nudged him. You do. Fight for it. Sunday crawled. Ethan trained, each rep a defiance, but texts to Alex went unread. Panic brewed, until evening, when headlights swept the drive. Not Alex's beat-up Civic, but a squad car, lights off. Officer from the brick, your boys in the ER. Hit and run. Stable but world great. Ethan bolted, mom driving white-knuckled. Hospital halls blurred, antiseptic sharp. Alex lay bandaged, eyes fluttering open. Ethan. Tears blurred. What happened? Coming back. Dark road. Car swerved, clips. Weak smile. Irony, huh? Artist dodges nothing. Guilt crashed. The threat. My fault. Alex gripped his hand. Ours. But we heal. Doctors murmured. Broken ribs, concussion, weeks out. Vigil stretched, friends rotating. Mia with books, Jake with games, mom with soup. In quiet hours, Ethan confessed fears, Alex listening. Their bond reforged in vulnerability. Investigation twisted. The car? Brody's uncle, radical fringe. Arrest swift, links to the brick kid unraveling a network. Hates web, snipped by evidence. Spring thawed, Alex mending slow. Dates gentle. Porch swings, shared playlists. No more hiding, Ethan vowed. All in. Alex nodded, healed scar faint. All in. Game season beckoned, roster solid, Ethan starting. First matchup, roar of crowd, leather on skin. Touchdown dance included Alex on sidelines, cane and all, cheering hoarse. But depth called. Post-game, a letter from Brody, jailhouse, contrite. Hated what I couldn't face. Sorry. Ethan burned it, ashes to wind. Forgiveness internal, not owed. Summer hummed, scholarship offer, full ride OSU. Celebrations wild, group unbreakable. Alex's gallery show, Ethan's portrait central, titled Runner's Heart. In sunset fields, hands linked, Ethan whispered, we made it. Alex smiled. And keep running. Yet life's plot turns. Fall brought college, distances testing. But letters, calls, love's endurance. One twist lingered. Mia and Jake, engaged under goalposts. Her ring simple, his vow steadfast. Ethan, watching, knew. Stories weave on, conflicts conquered, hearts unbroken. College hit like a blindside tackle. OSU's campus a sprawl of scarlet and gray that swallowed Ethan whole. Dorms buzzed with freshman frenzy. Roommates swapping stories over ramen, syllabi stacking like playbook pages. His sweet mate, Tarek, a lanky safety from Detroit with a laugh like bass, took one look at Ethan's rainbow lanyard and grinned. I lie here. Let's own this. But ownership came laced with ache. Alex stayed in Willow Creek, community college for art. Their goodbyes at the bus depot a knot of kisses and promises. Weekends, Alex vowed, nose to Ethan's. And FaceTime every night. Every night, Ethan echoed, boarding with a wave that hid the hollow. The bus rumbled south, cornfields yielding to Columbus sprawl, but his mind looped on the empty seat beside. Football camp was brutal baptism, drills under floodlights, coaches barking pedigrees. Ethan shone, his speed a whisper up the depth chart, but whispers cut deeper. Vets eyeing the walk-on wonder, some with Willow Creek echoes, sidelong glances at his GSA sticker, murmurs in the showers. Heard you sued your high school. One lineman grunted, soap sudsing. Drama king. Ethan toweled off, steady. Fought for fair. You. Grunt faded to shrug, but seed planted. Nights, he'd call Alex. Voice tinny over Wi-Fi. Miss your sketches. Campus is huge. Lost twice today. Alex's laugh warmed pixels. Draw you a map. Miss your tackles, metaphorically. Their talks meandered. His life drawing classes. Ethan's poli-sci debates on equity in sports. Love stretched, resilient. Mia texted updates. Willow Creek's first Pride Parade. Rainbows marching Main Street. Jake, redshirting at a D2 school nearby, visited her weekends, their romance a steady burn. He's proposing soon, she spilled in a group call. Don't tell. Secrets bonded, but distance frayed edges. One call, Alex's tone dipped. Sold a piece, your portrait. But, lonely here. Mom's pushing practical majors. Ethan's gut twisted. Arts you. Fight it. Like you did. Alex's smile didn't reach eyes. Hero. Hero? Ethan hung up, pacing dorm. Tarek's snores a rumble. Heroics felt hollow amid laundry piles and lecture halls. Midterms loomed, a grind of flashcards and foam fingers. Scouts' promise held, starter by mid-season. Coach Myers confided over protein shakes. Kid with your story? Inspires. But inspiration invited scrutiny. A blog post circulated. OSU's token diversity hire? Anonymous, venom veiled as critique. Ethan's blood boiled, but he channeled. Extra reps, study groups. Tarek rallied the room. Haters fade. Legends stack rings. Alex drove up for homecoming. The reunion electric. Stadium roar. His hand in Ethan's under bleachers. Halftime. They slipped away. Autumn leaves crunching. Kisses fierce against oak bark. Proud. Alex breathed. You're flying. With you clipping wings. Ethan traced his jaw. But post-game party. Beers flowing. A vet cornered Alex. Harper's boyfriend? Cute. Last long. Alex's chin lifted. Longer than your bench time. Laughter diffused, but sting lingered. Drive back. Silence heavy. They're testing, Ethan said. Like Brody. Worse, subtle. Alex gripped wheel. But we're not high school. We push back. Push they did. Ethan pinned an op-ed for the Lantern. Beyond the lines. Queerness in the huddle. Raw recount of Willow Creek to OSU. It hit print. Shares surging. Allies emerging. Teammates signing. Coach Myers quoting in pressers. Backlash bit. Locker room chill. Plays accidentally misthrown. But Tarek's crew closed ranks. Huddles inclusive. One night, the lineman from Showers, Tyler, approached. Read your piece. My brother's by. Didn't get it before. Sorry. Bridge built. Tentative. Ethan nodded. Takes guts to say. Guts defined fall. Alex's exhibit in Columbus drew crowds. Ethan's face among canvases, vulnerability captured. Opening night, donors mingled. One, a burly alum, clapped Ethan's back. Saw your game. And that article? Real talk. But real talked risks. Post-exhibit, walking to Alex's car, shadows shifted, figure lunging, bottle swinging. Ethan shoved Alex aside. Glass shattering on pavement, shards biting calf. Assailant fled, curses trailing. Buckeye traitors. Police again, routine now. Hate incident logged. Alex bandaged Ethan's cut, hands shaking. This follows us. Or we outrun it. But fear-rooted, calls home frantic. Mom, come back if needed. Mia, proud, but careful. Season peaked. Rivalry with Michigan, snow dusting the horseshoe. Ethan started, adrenaline alchemy. First quarter, interception returned for TD, his arrow to the end zone. Crowd chanted Harper. Alex in stands, scarf whipping, eyes locked. Halftime, tied, coach pulled him. They're keying you. Adjust. Adjustment. Fakes, screens. Fourth quarter, down by 3. Ethan broke coverage. Ball spiraling true. Touchdown. Win sealed. Euphoria crashed. Teammates hoisting him. Alex rushing field. Kiss amid flashes. But glory gilded thorns. Press conference. Reporter probed. Your story. Activism affect team? Ethan leaned mic. Stories fuel. Team's family. Queer or not. Headlines praised, but dorms whispered. Tyler confided. Some vets threatened walkout. Old guard. Fracture loomed. Ethan confronted Myers. Losing players over me? Coach's jaw set. Over ignorance. We talk it out. Sessions followed. Panels, facilitators, raw shares. A vet, closeted, teared up. Your op-ed? Mirror. Bonds mended, stronger. Winter break healed. Willow Creek homecoming. Tree lit. Group reunited. Jake and Mia announced wedding. Spring, small. Toasts clinked. Stories spun. But Alex pulled Ethan aside. Creekside. Exhibit success. Scholarship to Pratt. New York. Ethan froze. Joy and grief entwining. NYC? That's huge. And far. Alex's eyes searched. Long distance again. We've done it. Ethan hugged tight. Go. Shine. Spring semester tested. Alex's absence of void, texts sporadic amid deadlines. Ethan's grades dipped, plays sloppy. Tarek noticed, homesick. More. Confession spilled, love strained by miles. Advice blunt, visit. Fight smart. Spring break. Ethan flew, budget ticket, heart full. NYC assaulted. Horns, steam, Alex's tiny studio awash in turpentine. Reunion raw, bodies and words, plans sketched on napkins. I miss you daily, Alex admitted, palette in hand. But this? Dream. Dreams duel. Ethan grinned. Summer internship? Sports media here. Seeds planted. Back in Columbus, renewed. GPA climbed. Scouts buzzing NFL dreams. Twist dropped. Anonymous email to Ethan. Brody, paroled early, reformed. Meet. Curiosity, ward caution. With me as counsel, go. Closure. Coffee shop neutral, Brody gaunt, tattoos faded. Jail? Eye-opener. Hated myself, projected. Ethan sipped, guarded. Hurt, ran deep. No. Brody slid photo. Him with partner, handheld. Out now. Therapy. Your fight? Sparked it. Absolution uneasy, but real. Good, Ethan said. Keep running right way. Parting, weight lifted. Back on field, Ethan flew, bowl berth secured. Bowl game, sun-baked desert, lights infernal. Ethan MVP, pick six ceiling glory. Trophy in hand, call to Alex. We did it. You did. Pride pure. Post-season, internship landed. NYC Sports Desk, summers with Alex. Mia's wedding. Ethan best man, vows echoing his own silent ones. Summer City Pulse, subways, sketches, stories co-written. One night, skyline glittering, Alex knelt. Marry me? Not now, future. But promise. Ethan's yes drowned in cheers. Love evolved. Fall returned, senior year. Captaincy, classes, campaigns, GSA national push. Challenges, homophobic coach elsewhere, but Ethan testified, change rippling. Graduation dawned. Diploma gripped, Alex in crowd, ringless but banded. Next chapter? Together. Vows whispered. Life's field vast, but Ethan ran true, heart leading, shadows chased. Senior year at OSU unfolded like a highlight reel on fast forward. Each day a sprint toward finish lines both literal and figurative. Ethan wore the captain's band with a quiet authority that had evolved from desperate defiance into earned command. His huddles a blend of tactical precision and motivational fire that drew even the most jaded vets into the fold. Off-field, he juggled broadcast journalism classes with internship deadlines, his voice steady on student radio recaps, dissecting plays with an insight sharpened by scars. Football's more than yards, he'd say, Mike Hott. It's the grit that closes gaps. Alex's Pratt life buzzed parallel universes away, video calls capturing his loft's chaos, canvases leaning like dominoes, takeout boxes as muses. Their engagement was a private pact, rings postponed for practicality, but symbolized in matching tattoos. A subtle football laced with a paintbrush, inked on wrists during Ethan's summer stint. Our play, Alex called it, tracing the lines during visits that blurred into marathons of museums and midnight runs along the Hudson. But gaps widened subtly. Ethan's schedule ballooned. Scrimmages, seminars, a budding podcast on LGBTQ+ athletes that exploded after a viral episode with a pro outed mid-career. Listeners poured in, praise laced with trolls, token voice, they sneered in comments. Alex's world, meanwhile, tilted toward galleries and grants, his work gaining traction, a series on end-zone emotions, Ethan's silhouette woven into abstract turmoil. Tensions simmered during a rare overlap weekend, Alex flying in for parents' weekend. Mom met him at the airport, hugs fierce, her pride in Ethan's ascent a balm to old wounds. Dinner at the Union was lively, Tarek cracking jokes, Tyler now a roommate sharing stories of his brother's wedding. But as plates cleared, Alex's phone lit with an offer, residency in Paris, 6 months, all expenses. Ethan's fork paused, smile frozen. Paris? That's incredible. Career rocket, Alex agreed, eyes alight but gauging. But timing, your draft hopes. Draft. NFL scouts circled like hawks. Ethan's combines a blur of metrics and meetings. Go. Ethan urged, throat tight. Can't clip wings twice. Alex searched his face. We. Always. But the word echoed hollow as Alex boarded Monday. Eiffel dreams distant. Fall foliage turned, games stacking wins. Ethan led upsets, his speed a specter haunting secondaries. Post-game interviews probing personal. How's the fiancé? Reporters grinned, but Ethan deflected light. Crushing canvases in the city. Podcast guests deepened. A trans coach sharing transitions, a by-player on closet costs. Episodes hit charts, sponsors calling, queer brands, sports networks. Mia guested remotely. Her nonprofit now district-wide. Jake coaching youth leagues with inclusive drills. You're the blueprint, she told him, voice crackling. Willow Creek's got Pride scholarships. Your name on M. Pride swelled, but isolation nipped. One away game. Hotel Solitude post-victory. Ethan scrolled Alex's Insta. Paris teases, croissants, and critiques. Loneliness lanced. Text unsent. Miss us. Reply came unbidden. Call from unknown. Ethan Harper? Gravel voice, Brody. Heard you're big time. Parole programs got me counseling juvies. Your story? I share it. Changed me. Ethan sat up, sheets pooling. Glad. Keep at it. Pause heavy. One thing, watch the pros. Glass ceilings thick. But crack it for us. Call ended, reflection sharp. Glass ceilings. Ethan's mock drafts middling. Character concerns, footnotes from high school dust up. Agents coached poise. Smile, sidestep. Mid-season buy, Ethan flew to NYC. Surprise for Alex's mid-residency show. Gallery hummed. Parisians murmuring over abstracts. Ethan's form fractured into light. Alex spotted him mid-speech. Words faltering into laugh, pulling him on stage. My muse, he declared, kiss ceiling. After-party rooftop, city sprawl below, champagne fizzing. Missed this. Ethan murmured, arms wrapped. Me too. Alex leaned in. Paris? Magic, but empty without you. Confession tumbled. Pressure mounting, imposter syndrome gnawing. Your world's exploding. Mine feels small. Small. Ethan cupped chin. Yours colors mine. Vulnerability bridged, night dissolving into dawn talks. Futures mapped, compromises sketched. Return invigorated. Ethan aced interviews, combines crushing. Draft buzz peaked. Mid-round projections, teams intrigued by the fighter. But storms brew. Spring training camp leaked rumors. A GM's off-record slur. Diversity pick risks locker harmony. Leak hit media, firestorm. Ethan's agent raged, sue. No. Ethan channeled, presser fierce. I'm the risk. Try the talent shortage. Allies amplified. Leagues issuing statements. Players tweeting support. Twist uncoiled. The GM? Fired. Investigation revealing pattern. Old boys echo of Willow Creek. Ethan's stock soared, not despite, because. Draft night arrived, green room tense. Family clustered, mom's nails bitten, Alex flown in, hand in his. ESPN lights glared, commissioner's voice booming. Third round. With the 78th pick, the Seattle Seahawks select. Ethan Harper, cornerback, Ohio State. Roar erupted, hugs blurring. Seattle, progressive, rainy, a fresh field. On stage, jersey donned. Ethan waved to camera, for the kids still running shadowed lines. After-party whirlwind. Calls from Mia, champagne ready. Jake, pro brother. Tarek, drinks on you eternal. But quiet moment. Hotel balcony, Alex beside. NFL. Us. Us forever. Ring exchange whispered, simple bands, vows etched. Marry soon. Soon. Alex's smile lit night. Rookie camp. Seattle's facility gleaming, vets welcoming warily. Coach Reed, grizzled but gay, out since 90s, pulled Ethan aside. Paved roads you didn't. Use M. Mentorship bloomed, film sessions, route tips. But hazing light, pranks, not punches, tested metal. Ethan endured, quips disarming. Off-season, wedding planned. Willow Creek Chapel, guests eclectic. OSU crew, Seahawks hopefuls, Paris artists. Mia maid of honor, Jake best man, vows simple. Through shadows, we sprint. Honeymoon Hawaii, Speeches, breath synced. But calls intruded. Contract talks, endorsement offers, queer fitness line, pride campaigns. Return grounded. House hunt. Alex's studio setup. Life layered. Practices, palettes, podcasts global now. Conflict crested. Mid-season injury scare. Tackle twisting ankle, MRI looming. Sidelines. Alex sketched worry lines. Bench. Rehab. Ethan gritted. Not stopping. Recovery grueling. PT pools, tape measures. Teammates visited, stories shared, overcoming odds. Return game. Subbed in, pick ceiling win. Stadium chant. Harper. But depth delved. Therapy sessions. Ethan's first. Unpacking dad ghosts. Brody bruises. Alex joined couples. Communication, our end zone. Growth bloomed. Charity launch. Foundation for Queer Youth Sports. Willow Creek flagship. Opening ceremony. Kids and kits. Ethan coaching drills. Alex muraling walls. One kid, shy pass catcher. Like you. Out scared. Ethan knelt. Scared start. Run through. Year closed. Pro Bowl nod. Rookie of year buzz. Banquet, Alex's toast. To the runner who caught my heart. Laughter, love. Yet plot pivots. Off-season offer. Alex's solo show, Tokyo. Month, he said. Support. Go. Ethan hugged. World's canvas. Distance tested anew, but trust tempered. Tokyo tales, neon nights, sushi sketches. Ethan's camp, voluntary workouts, vets bonding. Reunion airport, embrace eternal. Missed, simultaneous. Life's arc bent. Family grew, adoption talks, surrogate dreams. Mom's grandkids, rainbow raced. Challenges lingered, league scandals, ally calls. Ethan testified Congress. Equity fields all. Change rippled. Retirement loomed distant, coaching whispers. Anniversary dawn, beach walk, best play? Alex asked. You. Ethan kissed salt lips. Stories endure, loves deepen, runs continue. Years layered like turf under cleats. Ethan's NFL tenure a chronicle of triumphs etched in stat sheets and scars. Seattle became sanctuary, its drizzle a soothing patter against windows of the craftsman home he and Alex shared. White pickets softened by wildflower beds Alex tended with absent-minded snips. The foundation flourished, chapters sprouting in cities. Clinics where queer kids learned footwork free, murals blooming beside goalposts. Stories collected in annual reports that Ethan read aloud at fundraisers, voice cracking on the raw ones. Pro Bowl stacked, 3 by year 5, each a stage for subtle advocacy. Rainbow cleat laces, post-game hugs lingering on closeted stars. Off-field, the podcast evolved to TV special, Beyond the Goal Line, streaming marathons of athlete confessions that drew Emmys and enmity in equal measure. Haters hacked billboards once. Harper's agenda scrawled over his face. Ethan laughed it off on air. Agenda? Yeah, fair play for all. Alex's career soared parallel, galleries worldwide. Tokyo retrospectives, Paris commissions, his style a fusion of athletic surge and emotional eddy that critics dubbed kinetic queer. Their home walls chronicled it. Portraits of Ethan mid-stride, abstracted into emotions blur. Date nights wove worlds. Gallery openings segueing to box seats. Alex sketching plays while Ethan analyzed strokes like coverages. But life's blind side struck softly at first. A flicker in Alex's laugh, fatigue shadowing his eyes after a cross-country flight for Ethan's contract signing. Jet lag, he waved off, but Ethan booked checkups, doctor's words a gut punch. Early lymphoma, caught via routine scan. Treatable, the oncologist assured. Bald head gleaming under fluorescence. Chemo targeted, high odds. Ethan gripped the table, world tilting. Odds, 90%. Smile clinical. He's young, strong. Home. They curled on the couch. Alex's head on Ethan's lap, fingers laced. Scared, Ethan whispered. Terrified. Alex's voice muffled. But us? Unbeatable team. Treatment odyssey began. Infusions dripping slow. Alex's sketches turning inward, self-portraits gaunt but defiant. Ethan juggled, bi-week vigils, helmet off for hospital runs. Teammates rallied, Reed signing balls for auction, Rookies shaving heads in solidarity. Viral wave crashing conservative coasts. Mia flew in weekly, her nonprofit partnering for cancer athlete funds. Jake coached Alex through walks, bad jokes lightening nausea. Mom relocated temporarily, soup simmering, stories soothing. Fought worse, she said, bandaging Ethan's calloused hands from stress squeezes. Remission whispered first at 6 months, scans clean, celebration quiet. Rooftop picnic, stars pricking Seattle sky. Alex raised a toast, non-alcoholic fizz. To plot twists we win. Ethan clinked, tears salting. Love you, fiercer. But health's echo lingered, Alex's energy ebbing in spurts. They pivoted, home studio expanded, virtual classes taught. Ethan's game sharpened, Super Bowl run, his interceptions poetry in motion. Lombardi chase, NFC championship, overtime thriller, Ethan's strip sack sealing berth. Super Bowl Sunday, glitz and grind, Miami Heat mirroring pressure. Halftime, down 10, locker room thick with sweat and strategy. Reed's pep, for the brothers watching, play hard. Ethan nodded, eyes on goal. Fourth quarter surge, touchdown drive. Ethan's block springing the run. Final play, clock ticking, pass batted. Interception his, knees sliding turf, victory horn blaring. Confetti stormed, teammates piling, Alex rushing from stands, kiss amid chaos. MVP speech, podium high. This? For Alex, my anchor. For every kid told no. Yes is yours. World watched, tears collective. Off-season healed, adoption finalized. Twin girls, Emma and Riley, 3 years old, giggles filling halls. Alex's portraits now included tiny hands and paint. Ethan's lullabies halftime hymns. Foundation Gala, Willow Creek alums keynoting, Brody among, clean-shaven, counselor steady. Full circle, he told Ethan, handshake firm. Thanks for the grace. Grace earned, Ethan replied. Past buried, futures freed. But arcs ascend. Ethan's 10th season, retirement loomed, knee whispering quits. Final game, home finale, crowd waving thanks. Touchdown reception, he spiked soft, waving to stands. Family beaming, Alex holding girls' signs, daddy's champ. Presser post, jersey hangs, but fight doesn't. Coaching next, Queer Youth League. Transition seamless, OSU staff, building on roots. Alex's book deal, graphic memoir, canvas and cleats, their love illustrated. Anniversaries marked, 10th, vow renewal under goalposts, guests from fringes, Willow Creek to worldwide. Mia's TED Talk on resilience, Jake's pro coaching gig. 20th year, grandkids now, Emma's soccer prodigy, Riley's murals mimicking Alex's. Ethan, silvered at temples, refereed matches, whistles wise. One sunset field, grandkids chasing balls, Ethan to Alex. Best run? Yours. Alex leaned, cane light from old chemo echo. Ours. Stories close not with ends, but echoes. Loves enduring, conflicts conquered, fields forever green. In Willow Creek's shadow, a boy once denied sprinted eternal, heart the true MVP.